Yeah, I think a lot of the core culture pieces will remain the same. We talk a lot about the Green Bay way, is what we call it. And for us, that's really the upperclassmen leading the underclassmen. And not just that, but it's really peer to peer accountability. And I think a lot of teams and programs say that, but a lot have a hard time actually executing that. And it's a really difficult thing to be able to hold your teammates accountable at the level we want to. So that piece will remain the same. Like I said, I think I'm just a different person, and I've certainly had my own coaching career that has taken me to different stops along the way. And when you become a head coach, you get to put in all the pieces that you've loved, and even if it's bits and pieces from everywhere you've been. So I think the style, a lot of it in the half court will look similar, but I think there's certain things like in transition that we want to get out and push a little bit more. We want to look to potentially shoot more threes because they're a great three-point shooting team, haven't really exploited that too much. And then defensively, we're going to continue to be the sound man-to-man defensive team that we've been in the past. When I can talk about my career and say, I think you have to balance it delicately, because I think as young players, I remember when our coaches would talk about, well, when I was a player, and you sort of tune out a little bit. But I think it's really relatable for my position. I literally walked the same hallways that they're walking. I lifted in the same weight room. I played in this same arena. And when I can say that and be able to articulate to them, I was a part of a team that continued the tradition of winning in 20 consecutive conference championships and then made it to the Sweet 16. We took it up to another level. We weren't satisfied, and that team was one of the most driven teams I've ever been a part of. I think there's just a different respect level that goes along with that I've seen it. I know what it takes as a player, and now it's my goal to challenge them as much as possible to get back to that point. Truly, I realize we have the top 7 leading scorers back, from our team, and a whole lot of experience. I think the thing that excites me is what I've seen so far, even in our short preseason here this fall, and that is that this group still wants to get better, that we're looking at our numbers, and I think a lot of coaches will walk in and say, well, we're pretty much set. We've got it all, and it's my challenge and our staff's challenge to figure out ways that we can still go and get better. But what excites me is the mindset that these players have, that they want to, and that they know that what they did in this building and winning the championship game, and by the margin they did, was amazing, right? And then it was a great finish to the season to go on to the NCAA tournament. That NCAA tournament game, that didn't sit well, and it hasn't sat well for a few months, the way that all went down. So they're hungry. They're ready to come back and get to work, and they're not satisfied. They want to take this as far as any other program or team has in this program.